Look at all those cables. It can mean only one thing. We've added another device to the Oculus Rift setup. Now this is called a Novint Falcon, which I've had in a cupboard for a couple of years now, collecting dust. It's still got some on it. But I thought it'd be absolutely awesome to load up Half-Life 2, which has native Novint Falcon support, and Oculus Rift DK2 support, and give it a bash. Now, for those of you that don't know, the Novint Falcon is a force feedback haptic joystick, three-dimensional, so it has force in, out, left, right, up, down, in a sort of cube-like space of about 15 by 15 centimeters. So it does have full 3D support, and they use this as a device for training certain medical procedures or remote control of devices, and some people have made some adult DK2 games that use it. Nonetheless, we're going to jump into Half-Life 2 with the Novint Falcon and give it a blast and see how well it works. Pop my headset on, and I've already done the first part of the game setting this up. Oh, there's a guy there. Let's see if I can get him. The cursor, or the crosshair, is really hard to see. There we go. Oh, I've run out of bullets. What's really nice is when you pick stuff up, it has weight to it with this controller. So when you let go, it's really light. And when I pick up, it adds sort of adds like a gravity weight to it, but also has a bit of inertia to it. So you feel like there's a bit of mass. Obviously, it doesn't line up one-to-one, so it's more of an approximation. But it does it adds to making the virtual world feel a little bit more believable. Though, mind you, having played... Whoa! Hide over here. Having played with the Razor Hydra, I think the effect you get from having a three-dimensional control is more of an effect. And if you just have that three-dimensional control with a little bit of rumble, that has a bigger impact than this. But this is really nice nonetheless. Let's shoot at the combine up there. We'll shoot at the drums actually and blow them up. But I don't know if you're able to see in the video the recoil. If I fire really fast, I'll push it in, and I'll fire. You should be able to see it pushing out back. Now, depending on how hard you hold the device, will depend how much it moves around. Obviously, as I say, it's nowhere near as it's nothing close to what what it'd be like to fire a real weapon, but it does add to the game. Unfortunately, Novint. Get him. There we go. Unfortunately, Novint. I think they're still in business, but the device was hardly the biggest success. Probably because only 2 or 3 games natively support it, and if the game doesn't natively support it, oh dear. I'll just run away. If the game doesn't natively support it, then you have to use these things called FGen drivers, which you then have to download off their website, which can work quite well, but it's it's just a faff. And oh, this is awesome! With the DK2, I really feel like I'm in a tunnel. It's just a faff getting it working. So I think it's a bit ahead of its time. I can actually see a device like this now with the DK2. And VR becoming more popular, it actually makes more sense. But when this came out in 2007 or so, maybe even before that, whoop, when this came out in 2007 or so, there really wasn't the demand for it. Even though I think everyone that tried it out at the trade shows and people that bought it were like, "Oh, this is really awesome." And it has massive potential. Oh yeah. For the $200 that it cost to buy, I think it was just people thought, well, why bother? And really, it's limited to single-player games as well because. It's limited to single player because, as you can see, as I fire, the recoil is moving my gun, which it adds to the experience of the game and does make it more enjoyable. But, it's not going to make it more accurate or more competitive playing online. And I think the crucial aspect of why this device wasn't a huge success... Oh, hello. Look at them jumping down. Love the animations in Half-Life 2. one of the crucial aspects as to why it wasn't really a success, and one of the worries that I think Oculus had in the past is when he shoots me I can't aim. It's like aim punch. There we go. One of the things Oculus were worried about with the DK2 is that developers wouldn't support it properly natively, and that's what you really need. And if the Novint Falcon, you know, if a game every 3 or 4 months came out that had the full 3D support, so you know you got a hand in the game, you could go up to a wall and you could literally feel the texture of the wall. The Falcon can do that. I could, if Half-Life 2 supported it and I had the hand in the game, the Falcon is of a resolution and the force feedback is so good that I could run my hand across the top of this dustbin and you would feel the undulations. So if developers supported it, then it could have been an amazing device. But obviously no one really did support it because there wasn't enough people with the device. And that was one of the big things with the Oculus Rift. You know, if it started off as a sort of niche device, then games wouldn't natively have supported it, and then it would have been a complete pain in the arse to get it working with games, and as a result it wouldn't have been successful. But thankfully, because of the large corporations getting involved with the Oculus Rift, the Facebook buyout, and I think it's a more obviously desirable device being able to be in a 3D world and VR than just having haptic feedback. Developers are supporting the Rift, so it's not a problem for that. Where the... Oh, miles away. Let's just run away. when you hit the crates, look at this. I hit the wall and I hold it gently. It really does move. It's given about, I say, about two newtons of force. It's not. It's about the same strength as a Microsoft Sidewinder force feedback wheel, but it's in three-dimensional. Not force feedback wheel. The Microsoft Force joystick back from '97 or so when that came out. Come here, boy. I just want to shoot people because it feels awesome with the force feedback. You could just run away from these guys. Let's just run away. Yeah, it has about the same force as the original. I think it was a Sidewinder joystick. I'm not sure, but the first Microsoft one used a fairly similar technique to get force feedback as this, but obviously it was on it only had 2 motors and it was a it was a joystick, so it wasn't full 3D. Oh. Running out of health here. Oh, I'm gonna die. I don't want to die. I'll just run away, it's all okay. Yeah, like the Microsoft Force joystick, this uses little motors that then have metal wires on them. This has 3 in, I believe, whereas the Microsoft Force joystick just had 2. You know, but it works really well. It's really crisp in its force feedback, really detailed. And you know, you can look around and play the game perfectly fine with it. Hello.
Guess those sirens are for you, huh? Good thing you found us. You're not the first to come through here by...
This is the free man.
Oh my... His face is so far forwards in 3D.
We're just a lookout for the underground rail.
This is so much better on the DK2 than when I played it on the DK1.
Meanwhile, let my Vortigaunt friend here give you a jolt to get you going.
His little bowl patch there, attention to detail. The characters in Half-Life 2 and the way they look at you, it's absolutely fantastic, and that's one of the things Mike Abrash keeps talking about, is how important it is to have, you know, characters that have human eyes or eyes that you recognise as eyes, looking at you and then tracking you properly through the environment, and it does do a lot to really trick your mind into them feeling believable and not like some kind of strange automaton. And it's strange actually, Half-Life 2 is still probably one of the leading titles for that. It's been a long time. I mean, it's one of those things, it's subtle, but makes a huge difference and has to be done just right, otherwise it doesn't work at all. Flames, oh man, the flames look really cool in 3D. Even though they're just an arrangement of billboards or sprites, I guess, but that actually looks really effective in 3D. Okay. Oh, the stone won't break. Where are we going? It really is heavy when you hit stuff with this. Oh, okay. And the environment there, when that was you know, making noise because stuff was falling in the environment, I could feel that through the force feedback. Oh no! Oh, hello. Now the other thing is, different things have different amounts of weight to them as well, which is absolutely awesome. And it does, like I say, it's not one-to-one with the actual weight of what you'd expect in real life of a human skull, something I have lots of experience of lifting up in real life. But it's enough of an approximation for it to add to the immersion of the environment as I'm juggling this. Let's feed it. It just adds to the believability, even though it's not one-to-one. It's kind of like the force feedback steering wheels. It's not one-to-one to a car steering wheel unless you get a servo wheel. But it's enough to give you information as to what's going on with the vehicle, and enough to drastically or greatly increase the immersion in the virtual world. So it's just one of those components. I think it goes hand in hand with 3D sound, good graphics, decent VR headset, and haptics. There's a whole bunch of things that really have to come together for everything to be really, really immersive. Oh no! Executed. Don't have any bullets. Oh yes we do. Oh, I'm about to die. Get him right in the face. He's taking it. There we go. I love the way they're like, they've got the physics animation, but the AI does do they do throw themselves off things in a cinematic way if they happen to be at the edge of a ledge or something. Let's get up and shoot these combines. Oh, oh. It's incredible. Oh, this is gonna feel crazy. Oh, see, this has loads of push on it. Actually, what's really nice, because this is sort of like a sci-fi gun, it doesn't have a lot of, and because it's a mounted turret, it doesn't have a lot of shake recoil, but it has a lot of push to it, and it really is pushing my. It really is pushing my hand back. Oh, this feels awesome. I mean, it does add a lot to the game. Oh, let's run away. It does add loads to the game. It's just a shame it didn't really catch on. Maybe in the future, haptic devices will have an actual market. For now, there's like, oh, might have been eaten. For now, there's probably like 5 or 6 people with a Novint Falcon that can enjoy it in Half-Life 2 and a couple of games that have F-Gen support. I have to say though, Half-Life 2 is absolutely fantastic with the DK2 as well. Oh, hello. I mean, just look at the. On a screen, it just doesn't work to the same capacity. The faces look incredible, and the face animations and just the detail of it. I mean, she looks really, really convincing. She's really nice proportion. It's just incredible. Let's go through here. She's a really nice proportion. That's the kind of thing I say to women. I go up to them in the club, and I'll be like, "Oh, the music's good here. Your face is a really nice proportion. Would you like a drink?" And most of the time, women like that kind of attention. But only women that actually have faces that are in a nice proportion. Oh, look at those physics! Too heavy for the for that to support my weight. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I knew that was coming.
With my untimely demise by exploding barrel, I feel that's the perfect place to end this video. So that was the Novint Falcon with Half-Life 2. A fantastic device for feeling the virtual world and getting into the game even more. Combining it with the Oculus Rift DK2, it really is quite mind-blowing, and it's such a shame that the Novint Falcon never took off. But with virtual reality becoming more and more popular, I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing more haptic devices on the market. We've seen a couple shown off at CES, like a gun which uses a magnetic recoil system to give realistic recoil. Oculus, of course, are working on their own controller, so we'll see what they do with that, though it's more likely to be some kind of vibration rather than high detail haptics. And then we've got the Steam controller, which I think Valve are going to announce within the next 6 months, which again is probably going to be more along the high resolution vibration haptics rather than full on Novint Falcon style force feedback haptics. And of course, if you play driving simulators, we've got steering wheels which are really detailed but don't work too well for first person shooters or VR games. So nonetheless, I hope the video was enjoyable. Remember to like it if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. If you do dislike it, let me know in the comments so I don't make the same mistakes again. Underneath the video, I'll put a link to our Facebook page, and it would also be absolutely fantastic if you subscribe to that as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.